Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news, seditious comments trial gets underway in Suva. Patterson brothers convicted for failing to file tax returns. And Unity Fiji Party to contest 51 seats.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The trial of opposition MP Moses Mbulitavu and former businessman Jagath Karunaratne commenced in the Suva Magistrates Court this morning. Mbulitavu and Karunaratne are charged in relation to allegedly writing seditious comments in public places 5 years ago. Shireen Shivan reports.
Moses Mbulitavu and Jagath Karunaratne are alleged to have written on signboards between Nausori and Suva with the seditious intention of bringing hatred or contempt for or to execute disaffection against the government in 2011. The trial initially started before Chief Magistrate Usaya Ratuvili last year. However, Magistrate Ratuvili recused himself after a witness mentioned late Reverend Manasa Lasaro's name. Magistrate Ratuvili declared his possible conflict of interest, saying the late Reverend was a close relative. In court today, prosecution witness Daniela Lingeri, who worked for a production company, Workers Films, took the stand. Lingeri admitted that he believed the 2006 coup was illegal. He recalled a road trip to late Reverend's house with Karunaratne and Mbulitavu. The witness confirmed to court that a lot of conversations was held in the Itoki language and Karunaratne was not part of it, and also clarified that at no point in time the former businessman asked him to perform any act. Lingeri said it was only Mbulitavu who gave his vision of a system of governance in Fiji in 2009. He further said that in 2011, Mbulitavu came to his home with his friends and some crew from Worker Films, where he showed them some presentations from his laptop and talked about Fiji Democratic Alliance Freedom Movement. Lingeri said Mbulitavu wanted people to choose his system of governance and needed a group to perform graffiti and wanted them to be part of it. Meanwhile, 3 other people involved in this case were given immunity last year. Shireen Shivan, FBC News.
A 39-year-old unemployed man from Kalambu in Nasinu, charged with killing his younger brother over a bowl of dal, defended himself in the Suva High Court this morning. Isake Vana Jr. is charged with 1 count of manslaughter. It is alleged an argument broke out between the siblings, which later turned violent and ended up in a death. Shireen Shivan again with this report.
Isake Vana Jr. was emotional and cried in court while he testified about the circumstances which led into his brother's death. Junior says on April 5th last year, he cooked rice and dal for his Sunday lunch when he saw his brother coming to the kitchen. The accused says his brother, who always used to torment him by saying he acted like a girl, started swearing at him, saying he was angry because of the dal, and later went on to punch Junior. Junior told the court that he was punched 4 times, which made him angry, and he punched back, not realizing he was holding a knife in his hand. The accused says he tried to leave the kitchen, however his brother pulled him back. Junior managed to free himself after numerous attempts and went to his friend's house. He told the court that his sister relayed the message of his brother's death later in the evening. Junior, while in tears, told the court that he had never imagined his brother would die. The trial continues tomorrow. Shireen Shivan, FBC News.
Fiji's newest political party, Unity Fiji, has announced its intention to run a full candidate list to contest the 51 seats in the 2018 elections. Party leader Savanathan Narumbe says their evolution as a party is not a fly-by-night movement, but one that has taken years to develop. Maggie Boyle tells us more.
This movement is not...
They're the new kids on the block, and Unity Fiji is talking up their game of people before politics.
Unity Fiji presents a credible alternative to the people of Fiji. The new party will change the political landscape of the country by bringing people together and replacing the politics that have polarized us.
A former governor and senior civil servant, Narumbe, says they wanted to elevate the political dialogue.
Very importantly, Unity Fiji brings a new brand of politics that puts people and not politics first.
Party President Andi Ngoro has been affiliated with 4 other political parties before taking on this one.
This is the beginning of a journey with you. So it's a journey that will continue for some time into the future.
Unity Fiji's cadre of executive boasts a wealth of experience. Time will tell if that wherewithal will translate into votes and ultimately seats in Parliament. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
It's important to have an environment where our doctors and nurses have the time and resources to properly attend to every patient. Prime Minister Vurengam Bainimarama says medical staff undergo numerous training programs to carry out safe, hygienic and effective procedures that save lives.
We expect the improvements we are making to have a direct impact on patient satisfaction. Because at the end of the day, as civil servants, we are here to serve the Fijian people. It is what I strive to do every day as Prime Minister, and that mentality must be shared by every individual employed in our health sector. The Fijian people deserve no less.
Still to come, insurance company talks about job losses. And Nandi gears up for Bulla Festival. Stay with us.
Ranalika, o tikongon na tao no Singatoka, ando talitaka na wakaronga ng Bulla FM, number 2 na serre.
We are the Ratsubuni Kurnambili, Borani Batsukara Hambarabananga, the Talitakina na wakaronga ng Bulla FM, number 2 na serre. Bulla!
Bulla FM, number 2 na serre.
The Sun Insurance Company claims it will incur huge losses when the current compulsory third-party policy on motor vehicle insurance is removed. Chief Executive Lalesh Sharma claims close to 30 people will lose their jobs when the third-party insurance law is replaced by the Accident Compensation Act next January. Pranita Prakash reports.
Sun Insurance Company claims the removal of the compulsory third-party policy will affect a number of the outlets in the rural areas.
At this stage, we're looking at about 20 to 30. Being a socially responsible company, we will try as much as possible to mitigate those losses, try and find other avenues of employment for our staff. So it's still very early in the stage. We sort of trying to do analysis as to how we can maintain our staff, because they're very well trained. They've been with us for a while, and largely they are based around the rural parts of Fiji. As you know, Sun has got outlets in almost every town, which are very reliant on CTP as a form of income.
The company holds approximately 50% of the compulsory third-party market.
Total market's worth about $9 million, so that means Sun will have an impact of approximately $4.5 million on its gross revenue.
A bus accident victim has also welcomed the establishment of the compensation fund.
Because it will quicken the process, and we don't have to go through the court system so that we can be compensated.
Under the new law, motor vehicle owners will no longer have to pay third-party insurance with an insurance company. Accident victims will be able to claim for compensation without having to prove fault or negligence. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
A proposal for a regional kava standard supported by all kava-producing countries in the Pacific, including Fiji, will be tabled at the Codex Alimentarius Commission's 40th session in Geneva, Switzerland this week. Codex Alimentarius is a well-governing body that looks after international food standards. The German government stopped the import of kava in 2009, affecting farmers in the region who supplied the German market. Ministry of Agriculture Permanent Secretary Jitendra Singh says the Codex Kava standard will ensure fair trade in quality kava products and also protect the health of consumers. Nandi is all hype for another festival this year. The one-week-long S8 Samsung Galaxy Bulla Festival starts this Saturday at Koroi Bulla and Prince Charles Park. 9 queens are vying for the Bulla crown this year. Ashika Menon represents Fiji Broadcasting Corporation as Miss Today FM. Bula Festival trustee Titilia Votaki says this year will be busy as new programs will be introduced. A reggae band from the US will be performing to raise funds for charity.
We've got this 3-day event of a cultural women's, it is Pasiwa cultural and training show. This will be a 3 days event that will be at the Nayadais, which is opposite the market. And with this show, these are women from the villages that has their own craft. They will be preparing themselves, which they'll bring and sell.
Turning to news from across the sea, the issue of assisted suicide is to be debated in the New Zealand Parliament in the next few months. MPs will vote on the first reading of the end-of-life choice bill. The debate is raging in Britain too. Ahead in sports with Jamie, he will have more on the upcoming Suva Marathon, but up next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight. Steady growth for tourism industry. And in growing Fiji, Nandi Temple to get a major facelift. Stay with us.
Bula Vinaka, I'm Anare Sorbakroa of Nayabu Wenibuga Telebu. Whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome back. Leading business tonight. International visitor arrivals to our shores have shown steady growth in the last 6 decades, rising from 14,000 in 1960 to over 5,000, 48,000 in 2006 to a further over 754,000 in 2015. Despite Tropical Cyclone Winston in April last year, arrivals reached a record high of over 792,000 and are expected to increase by a further 5% this year. Over the years, the tourism industry has become Fiji's largest source of foreign exchange earners. Last year, earnings grew to around $1.6 million, equivalent to 16% of our GDP. Fiji is working towards reaching the target of 1 million visitors or a $2.2 million industry by 2021. And we now have Savinatha from HFC Bank with the latest from the stock markets.
Good evening. Let's look at the economic calendar for global news affecting our basket of currencies. Tonight, the European Union releases its economic sentiment for July, which is expected to reduce from 37.7 to 37.2. Tomorrow morning, the United States releases their export price index for June, which currently stands at 1.4% without consensus. On Thursday, the U.S. releases its crude oil stocks change as of July 14th, which currently stands at negative 7.56 million without consensus. The crude oil stockpile report is a weekly measure of the change in the number of barrels of crude oil in stock. As oil is priced in U.S. dollars, any fluctuation affects the U.S. dollar exchange rate, which is the most weighted currency in our currency basket for the Fiji dollar. That is all from me, Vinaka.
Thanks, Savinatha. Looking at today's exchange rates, the Fijian dollar weakened against the Chinese yuan and the American dollar to close at 3.26 and 48 cents respectively. As for our regional currencies, the Australian and New Zealand dollars strengthened, closing at 61 cents and 65 cents, while the PNG Kina dropped to close at 134. As for the commodities market, an increase across the index today as oil prices closed at 46.2 a barrel. Gold rose to close at 1,234 an ounce, and silver followed suit, closing at 16.13 an ounce. In Goin Fiji tonight, the Hindu temple in Nandi will celebrate its 24th anniversary in June next year. Part of this celebration is a $500,000 temple refurbishment and beautification, which will also include a vegetarian restaurant. The inside of the temple will be renovated, floor tiles will be replaced, and the temple will be repainted, including all domes. TISI Sangam Fiji Secretary General Terman Gounder says the temple prayers and ceremonies will continue and they do not anticipate any disturbance due to the renovations. Gounder says work is also scheduled for the perimeter fencing along the Queen's Road. The refurbishment will take 8 to 12 months.
It'll be all concrete fencing with good landscape to making the entrance from Suva into Nandi much more beautiful. Apart from that, a 60 to 80 seater vegetarian restaurant will be constructed, and that all will start within the next two months.
And that's business this evening. Now to the latest in sports. Here's Jamie.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead, PGFA clarifies BOG venue issue. And Office team gears up for Super Marathon. This and more coming up.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ. मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1. इट्स सो हॉट.
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे. मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट.
हाय, मैं संध्या नारियल रेकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं. मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट. आई लव मिर्ची एफएम.
हमें स्पिन टोटो ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे.
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट.
The Fiji Football Association has revealed its reasons for not having the final round of the Battle of the Giants at Lambasa's Subrel Park. PGFA CEO Mohammed Yusuf says all aspects were deliberated before the Board of Control reached the decision. Vastil Prasad explains.
There has been a lot of concerns raised on PGFA shifting the semi-finals away from Subrel Park. Cost is one of the major factors despite the colourful turnout in Lambasa last weekend.
To do a tournament in Lambasa just for the first round, it cost Fiji football close to $35,000. Take the 6 teams across, paying their allowances, the support staff, the members.
PGFA says despite the support from the fans during first round, the tournament rolled slowly heading towards the last day of the pool matches.
Not expectedly, we had sold out 3 days. We have a lot of tickets were unsold, but we are happy with whatever support they gave. It's nothing to do with Lambasa people's support of the 3 pool games.
The conditions of the venue is being highlighted as another major reason, whereby PGFA would think twice taking tournaments to North in the future.
Very much so, but I think Special Administrator has assured. We were disappointed when we landed in Lambasa that not much was done to the ground. In fact, we organized the fire trucks to water the ground on Thursday.
Meanwhile, the issues of venue hasn't hampered the preparation of the Baba Singh Alliance.
We can't say much when it comes to the semi-final. So we can't take anything lightly. And as I said, Rewa is a good team. And after looking at the game, the way they play, they're very well set up.
The semi-finals will be played on Friday and Saturday, and the final is to be held on Sunday. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Vodafone Fiji Sevens coach Gareth Baber plans to have around 27 players in his extended squad to prepare for the next season of the World Series. Baber has been keeping track of potential players in provincial rugby and sevens tournaments around the country and hopes to blood some new talent in the upcoming season.
And the numbers of tournaments we've got, I'll look at some other tournaments as well where I can look at developing some of the younger players, less experienced players, and giving them exposure around the world and playing in international tournaments, which hopefully will enable them to push on into the full team.
The Vodafone Flying Fijians remain in 10th position in the latest World Rugby rankings. Winning 4 of its 5 matches this season, Fiji sits just 0.02 points behind 9th place Argentina and is the only Tier 2 rugby nation in the top 10. Meanwhile, New Zealand still remains the #1 ranked team in the world. The Fiji Army Bears Rugby League side returned last night from Australia after winning the Defence World Cup on Sunday. Fiji avenged its earlier 38-24 loss to the hosts in the round-robin competition by thumping Australia 44-12 when it mattered most. In its earlier matches, Fiji defeated the United Kingdom 40-20 and New Zealand 40-6 to finish second and qualify for the final. The Fiji under-19 women's side came from behind to hold Samoa to a 2-2 draw at the Oceania Championships in New Zealand yesterday. The Fijian players dedicated the match to extended squad goalkeeper Francine Lockington, who passed away at the Lautoko Hospital last Saturday. Here are the highlights.
Actually, they were playing for Francine. Like we lost on Saturday, and then Francine was our #1 goalkeeper. And when they came here to the ground, they came in the bus. Normally, when our team comes in, they come in singing. Today, they came in crying for Francine, and that was a sad part.
4 employees of Roll Associates in the capital are looking forward to their first Island Shell Suva Marathon this weekend. While many will be running to win, these 4 athletes have a different goal in mind. Rohit there with the story.
With majority of their time spent in offices, these 4 have come up with a good idea for team building.
Yes, it's been going on pretty well. I think we are ready for Saturday to participate in the event.
The team is excited, but are aware of the competition they will face.
From what I've heard, it's quite tough, and there's a lot of competitions in it. I mean, I know there's a lot of fitness person out there that come and participate in it alone. So I guess it's going to be a tough race.
The company has gone the extra mile and will be raising money for the Save the Children Fiji and Cure Fiji organizations.
We taking part for this marathons for the run for a cause. Just want to help out the kids and for the Save the Children funds and for the Cure kids.
Close to 1,500 athletes are expected to take part in this year's event. The Suva Marathon begins at 6 a.m. at Thurston Garden on Saturday. Rohit Dev, FBC Sports.
That's it from sports this evening. Angie joins you later on with weather. And in the world of the weird and the wonderful, hear how Condoleezza Rice thinks golf can help women in business management. Details after the break.
Bula, Keron mai singatoka, Keron do talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo tikola do talita kana Radio Fiji 1 kana Domoy Viti.
Kaya kuyazo sila tale, nagurara may naomani, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu pinasabale pag nagundurong varorong na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti na ponga ni BNN.
In new media today, virtual reality is fast becoming a much sought-after gadget. The technology is also slowly making its way into the classroom and turning science education into a visual journey. Angie joins us now with weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Rain has been the order of the day for some, which brought cloudiness to surrounding areas as well. Let's just say it wasn't a good laundry day for most. Checking out the scenario in the west, we had some nice sunshine with warm feels. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, the clouds produced some showers, which is expected to continue throughout. And up in Vanuatu, sunshine was gorgeous. It was just perfect for a sunbath. At sea, strong wind warning remains in force for Fiji waters. And for the tides, high tide early tomorrow morning will be at 2:05 with a low tide at 8:34. The beautiful sunrise will be at 6:37. Also tomorrow, we're more likely to have few showers in Suva and Savu-Savu. The rest of the areas will be dry. Tomorrow's temps, Suva will be the coolest with highs of 26. And looking further on to Thursday, it will be much of the same. And that, Jackie, wraps up our FBC weather for tonight.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fiji on Pulse today, we asked, should the BOG semi-finals have been played in Lambasa?
No.
Can you give me why?
Because I want to watch it live here at the Combo Park.
Yes, the final should be played in Lambasa because all the pool games play in Lambasa.
No, because there's not much crowd over there. If it has been played in Suva, then we'll have more crowd. And also in Lautoka, there will be more crowd.
It should have been at the same venue because it's a lot of hassle. Now, the problem with this is we have to run here, there. No use.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, only 5% of companies in most parts of the world are led by women. KPMG and former U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice thinks golf can help change that. Recapping the main stories, Seditious comments trial gets underway in Suva, and Unity Fiji Party to contest 51 seats. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question, this week we are asking, should strict action be taken on those retailers who fail to adhere to the decrease in fuel prices? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day takes us to the sugar town of Ba, taken by Ananai Asa Modei. It shows the sunrise at the Nailanga village over the Ba River. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, have a safe and enjoyable evening. Bye for now.
Bula, kera mai singa toka, kera ndo tali taka na varorong na radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Utiko minasama po tikola, ndo tali taka na radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti.
Kaya kuyaga sila tali, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu tali tagi yang gitu pinasabali, nagunto rongo, varorong na radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti.
Na radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti na ponga ni BNN.